Hello everyone, you've signed on for another edition of the King's Castle. I'm King James, I'll be your host for the next hour of entertainment news, wrestling news, and whatever else you want to know. And back again to help me as always is my colleague, the always reliable and rarely shy Mr. Blair Chopin.
Hey guys.
And back joining us again is our semi-regular guest co-host, Mr. Pete Kohlberg.
Hey guys.
Kohlberg.
Pete, welcome back to the show.
Good to be back.
Kohlberg.
Well, this has been a very interesting week in pro wrestling, as it normally is. But before we get into any of that, we have some very interesting developments as it relates to the NFL and the news in general. But first things first, we gotta talk about the travesty that took place this past Sunday before the Panthers were supposed to go up against Seattle, and I'm referring to the fact that I feel.
Can we really call that a travesty?
Yes, I'm calling it a travesty because we're all Panthers fans.
Yeah, I mean, well, you call things like 9/11.
No, let me explain.
Okay.
See, to Panthers fans, this would be a travesty of justice because Cam Newton, in my opinion, was unfairly benched. And let me explain. The rules, according to the press, say that you're supposed to wear a tie on the plane, according to Panthers owner Jerry Richardson. However, Cam Newton was apparently seen wearing a turtleneck. Now, and my question is this: Why would you bench someone who's your star player plus your quarterback because of what he's wearing? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Because in my opinion, you should be benched based on your actions, not your fashion sense. Come on.
His fashion sense, in a sense, here. See what I did there? Wasn't
Very
actually.
nice.
Ron Rivera is trying to send a message that if everyone else on the team has to wear a tie, you're gonna have to wear a tie. I would punish the third string lineman for doing it. So I gotta punish you for doing that.
Well,
because if he doesn't do that, he loses the respect of the entire locker room, and then we fall apart more than we've already fallen apart.
well, I gotta ask.
I was thinking he just wanted Derek Anderson to have an interception on the first throw of the game. I mean,
So Pete, you think he's trying to sabotage the team?
I wouldn't say the team. I just no, I don't think it's the team. I think it was just kind of a gamble. I mean, yeah, a gamble to see how Derek Anderson would do since he hadn't been in a game in a while.
Well,
I don't think it had anything to do with Derek Anderson. I just think it was.
Well, me neither. But
I just think it was either like he can't look the players on the team in the face if he doesn't bench Cam Newton there when he would have benched anyone else on the team. Like I've been on football teams before, and when it sets the whole team, like everyone gets angry when the star player can do something that no one else can do. So I think it was I see the rationale behind the move, and people who are like it's just a tie. Well, I mean he has to punish him.
Well, see, here's the thing.
and for one play, it's not that bad. Or one drive.
Consider this. It was supposed to be one series of downs, but we got lucky considering it was only one play. But even when Cam Newton was back in the game, unfortunately, it did make a difference. But that being said,
Yeah, they were going to lose that game big time.
that being said, don't you think that Jerry Richardson, the owner of the Panthers, is being a little bit unfair here?
I don't think he had anything to do with it.
I don't think he did either. I think
He
it was
just
all
sat up
part
in
of
the press box and looked like the Monopoly.
Well, here's what I'm saying though.
Jerry Jones.
He's the owner, so therefore the tie thing is his rule.
Right,
I don't think it has to be his rule. I think it can be.
Well, I mean, it is his rule, but I don't think is the one that
No, he's not initiated.
He gave it in Ron Rivera's hands to say.
Right. I mean, I don't know it's specifically his rule. I'm sure Ron Rivera gets to set the rules.
Well,
He delegates all the power to him as far as football.
Here's what I say to that. No offense to Jerry Richardson, but
dude, Jerry Richardson's like 80-something years old.
in my opinion, man, that's the act of a tyrant.
Stop it.
Because in my opinion, there shouldn't be anybody following them on the plane unless they were a team of, something else, which I dare not say. But anyway, when we come back, we're gonna
no, hold on, because you're wrong on this. There has to
go ahead.
There has to be certain.
You know you want to do it. Say it.
There has to be you do things like this. You say everyone wears a tie because it shows togetherness and it shows that you're ready to play. It sets it up as a business trip.
Yep.
And if someone doesn't do that, then they have to be punished.
So you think it's a matter of team unity?
Yeah, and it's like
in business.
If you wear a tie, you're more prone to take it as a business trip and take it seriously. We always when I played football, we always had to dress very nice to team dinners, even though it was just we're eating dinner and then we're going to play a football game. But what it does is it gets your mind in a certain way. So that's why they do it. And then it's just a matter. Football is very rigid. Okay, being on a team is very rigid. You have certain times for practices. You wear certain things. You're very controlled for certain reasons. And then so if it's the same kind of trip. If they had a 5-6 o'clock film session and Cam Newton missed it, he would be benched. They would do that to anybody else, so they have to do it.
Right, that's what I was just sitting here thinking. They would have done it to a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning. Anybody who wouldn't have followed the rules, it would have happened.
You're absolutely right. Or if they didn't bench those guys, they would have lost the respect of the locker room.
Exactly, and those are their star players.
Right.
Well, what I'm saying is that shouldn't be part of the rules because it's just a way of them expressing themselves and speaking their mind. You can't bench somebody for speaking their mind.
But here's the thing. I think you can. You can bench someone for whatever reason you want.
Because
you could fire someone. They could cut Cam Newton for being black if they wanted to. And, no one would care.
I can't believe you just went there.
The NFL can do it. They can do whatever they want. They're a private company. But
Roger Goodell.
Yeah, Roger Goodell is a tyrant. But what I'm saying is that's not the whole point. Is not Cam expressing himself. The whole point is Cam can't be above the team.
And you're representing the team, the city, and the state. Because North Carolina, South Carolina does have just one team.
If the 49ers wanted to cut Colin Kaepernick because he was doing something that set himself in a different way than the rest of the team, then they had the right to do that.
That's an entirely...
No, it's not. It's the whole issue of expressing himself.
Let me just say something here. We mentioned the Colin Kaepernick thing back in September when it first became a big story. And I told you that the reason I thought it was a big deal is because the media was giving him a bunch of scrutiny. But that was because a lot of people found what he was doing disrespectful because they thought that was disrespectful to the people who have been fighting for our country.
Well, now they're ready.
This, to me, is just a matter of self-expression.
Well, it is a matter of self-expression, but still, if he doesn't but the whole team's wearing a tie, then Cam Newton should have to wear a tie.
Well, back to the Colin Kaepernick thing, I think they're ready to cut him now just because he sucks again.
He's terrible, yeah, he's awful.
Well,
Cam can't, it's a slippery slope, too. If Cam doesn't have to wear the tie, then he doesn't have to go to practice, and he doesn't have to do... he can be above the team in certain ways, and you got to put a stop to that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, because one person is not the team.
Right.
True.
And that's what he's thinking right now. He's thinking, I'm not wearing the tie because I'm the hot shot. I'm the team.
Well, maybe he just wants to express himself, and that's fine.
Well, do it a different way then.
But yeah, exactly. That's fine. But you have to you still have to follow the team rules. If everyone else has to wear a tie, you have to wear a tie.
And yes, you might.
And also, we don't even know if this was about a tie. I mean, there's been multiple articles this week that the whole locker room is divided about Cam. They don't think he works hard enough. He's not taking it seriously.
Well, his
mechanics are terrible, and the whole locker room is there's been sources and articles written that the locker room was already divided about this. So maybe this was just a way. Maybe the reason they gave was the tie, but really it was Ron Rivera trying to send a message, get your shit together.
Do you think it humbled him?
I mean,
the Super Bowl loss humbled him. So
I don't think the Super Bowl loss humbled him.
But now,
my concern with Cam is that his Super Bowl was winning the MVP.
Exactly.
What?
And the Super Bowl stage was too big for Cam.
It was, but well, you remember the Super Bowl,
I try not to remember it,
but he remember when he didn't dive after that ball, which was a huge deal, man.
Exactly.
And then why would you dive after the ball? I mean, it kind of makes sense. I wanted to defend Cam out for his press conference after the Super Bowl because I wanted to be like he cares about winning so much. But after a while, you just start thinking he's not wearing a tie. He's the locker room's divided about him. Maybe he just cares about himself.
I'm sorry, but
that's what I'm talking about being humbled.
I'm sorry, but I don't know how much time we have left on the meter.
We got time.
That's what I'm talking about being humbled by.
Well, I mean,
the Super Bowl loss and now this. I mean, after the Super Bowl loss, maybe he was, but now so much time has passed.
That's what I'm saying.
He's turning back into thinking.
Don't you think if he was humbled by the Super Bowl loss, then he would have just came back with it?
I don't think he's that kind of person.
Kick-ass mindset.
So Pete, you're saying that he's basically reverting back to the way he was when he first got drafted?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think he was like that.
Well, I think when he first got drafted, he wanted people were like, well, you don't deserve to be the first pick.
Well,
you can't throw well, so he wanted to prove people wrong.
Well,
then he won Rookie of the Year, and then he's been off for a little while.
Quite frankly, I will say, as far as Cam Newton is concerned overall, he's admitted that he's always been kind of a sore loser, and he's never willingly talked to the press after a loss.
That's not true, James. You're just making things up. He has to talk to the press after every game.
By that I mean he's not been very open about his own mistakes. He's always trying to blame everybody else.
I wouldn't say he tries to blame other people, but after a while, it's just we were so close to winning last year, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Why not come back in the off season, work your tail off, don't do Nickelodeon shows, and just put everything you have into it and be a leader. I mean, that's what we're waiting to see from him, and maybe after this season, when he gets criticized all off season, which he will be. Colin Cowherd's going to do a monologue every day about how much he hates him.
Well, maybe,
and then, maybe that will motivate him.
I hate to take it this far, but maybe Cam's not the right person for Carolina.
I think that's
too soon
to say. I mean, maybe. That's what I mean. I hate to say it, but
I hate to say this, but for once I have to agree.
Yes!
What's your alternative?
What's today's date? I need to remember this.
What are you going to
Today is 12/8/16.
I'm going to remember.
You're going to put Derek Anderson as your starting quarterback?
No. You'd go draft somebody else.
And whoever you draft is going to be better than Cam Newton?
Just as long as you don't go back to Jake DeLong, yes.
I mean, I understand.
Even that.
I understand where you're coming from. I think we're all disappointed in him, but I mean...
But
we need to realize, there's not a player with a higher ceiling than him.
But then don't go the Rams way, draft somebody, and then sit them on the bench for 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's what you're scared of.
Right.
I mean, I still think we have a really talented team.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's not all Cam's fault, his play. I mean, the offensive line is terrible.
And I'm not saying it is.
But, we need, why not run it back? He had an MVP season. A year ago. Let's try to get some linemen around him. Let's try to upgrade everything. And if it doesn't work out next year, then we'll start considering it. But I
would say give him another chance. But
yeah, I don't think it's time to cut ties.
No, I mean I'm not saying cut ties, but maybe bring somebody in and bench Cam.
Yeah, I mean I think
for a season.
If they drafted a second round quarterback and said, well, we're not totally sold on starting you. If he doesn't get the message, then he just doesn't
needs
care
to go.
Anymore. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's what I'm saying. Don't cut him, but bring somebody in that maybe he can learn under.
I used to think
absolutely.
I used to think Cam was our version of LeBron in Cleveland. He's just this super talented athlete, and he didn't have enough talent around him and all this. But now I just think I don't know. I'm not sure what to think. I just don't know if the work ethic's there. I don't know if that's the right comparison.
That being said, we only have a few seconds left of the video.
Yeah, we'll take it to the next
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to break down everything else in the news and in the wrestling world, so stay right there.